So the equation of line L1, it gives you the equation, then there's something missing. There's a P in it. All right, the point A lies on L1. Find the value of P. One of the things that they expect you to remember is that if a point's on a line, when you plug it into the equation, it makes the equation true. So that means that if I plug this in for X and this in for Y, I'll be able to solve for P. Meaning, -1 equals 0.5 times 2 plus P. I just have to solve that for P. So -1 equals 1 plus P, subtract 1, -2 equals P. So there's my P value right there. Okay, and any point that you have for a line should go into the line, and then you can use it to figure out different things about the equation, or just to test to see if the point's the line. So it says the second line, L2, is perpendicular to L1, all right, and intersects L1 at point A. It means it goes through point A. So find the gradient of L2. All right, well, the gradient of this line is 0.5, all right. To get perpendicular, you have to take that 0.5 and you have to do the negative reciprocal of it. This is challenging, okay? But if you go into your calculator, this halfway down the left-hand side, there's this button that says x to the -1. That will actually give you a reciprocal. So if I do 0.5 to the -1, that's going to give me 2. All right, now that's a reciprocal button. It's the -1 power, which takes a reciprocal, okay? You have that option. If that doesn't make sense to you, you need to turn 0.5 into a fraction. There's another thing that maybe you know, maybe you don't know. If you hit the math button, that first choice right there says arrow fraction. That means turn that decimal into a fraction, and it gives you 1/2. Okay, so if you do that, okay, then the negative reciprocal is flip it over and make it negative. All right, now to go back to the calculator for a second, if I wanted the negative reciprocal of 0.5, I can type in -0.5 to the -1 power, and it'll give me -2, which is the same thing as -2/1. All right, so there's lots of different ways to look at that. It's not common that they give you a decimal like that, so I wouldn't completely stress out about it. All right, so then it says find the equation of L2. Well, 1 is the gradient, -2/1. 2 is a point on the line. It says that it goes through A, so 2 -1 is a point on the line. So now I need to plug those things into the point gradient formula. So y minus y1 is that, equals, I'm just going to go -2, I don't need the -2/1, times x minus x1, which is that. So now I'll do some simplifying, because it wants it in y equals form. So y plus 2 equals -2x plus 4 minus 2 minus 2. Y equals -2x plus 2. All right. So then it says write your answer in part C in the form ax plus by plus d equals 0. And then it's got this thing where it says abd, and it's got an ez. That just means those are supposed to be integers. We haven't really talked about that yet. So that means they need to be whole numbers, and I'll talk about that if they aren't when I go ahead and do this. All right. It looks like they're going to be fine to me. So ax plus by plus c or d equals 0 form. That literally just means get everything on the same side of the equation so it's equal to 0. All right, the couple things, make sure that the x is positive. It doesn't truly matter, but it's better to do it that way. And then there can't be any fractions. All right, well, let's deal with that. I want the x to be positive, so that way that means I'm going to move this. Okay, and I'm also going to move this. So this is all gone, so it's 0 equals. I just put them in the right order. So it's 2x, it's positive. Y is positive, so plus y. 2 is negative, so it's -2. There's no fractions there. All right, since there's no fractions, I don't have to do any multiplication or anything, which there'll probably be an example where I have to do that. But that's it. That's all it wants me to do. So really with these equations, they're more interested in can you change them around to different equations sometimes than can you actually do the equation. So just be prepared to do some algebra in these questions, no matter what you're doing.